Okay, good evening, everybody. So I'm trying to make a point with respect to your dashboard. There's some few items I want to bring to your knowledge. Now, when you're creating your dashboard, there are a few things you need to be aware of. One is your title, right? So it gives you option to write, put a dashboard. Then, of course, you could indicate the size. You could use automatic, which I normally like to use. And you can double click this to make it center, right? So like I was saying, I'm thinking today, I'm not going to do a class. Today, I'm going to review your assignments and do corrections so that you turn them in before the next class. What I'm going to do before bed is that, or maybe by tomorrow, I'm going to do a record that is going to have something to do with calculated fields. I was trying to do an analogy where, for instance, in this Excel sheet now, they just gave us this data, and they said we should do, this is units sold, this is price per unit, total revenue. Let's say they said we should get 5% of total revenue. It's for something. Maybe it's for HR, or it's for tech, it's for something. That means we need to calculate 5% of this guy, which is something like this, 5% of this guy, 5% of this guy, right? Something of this nature, which is 3,000. Of course, normally I would drag down. So I want to do that in Tableau. I want to be able to do some computation in Tableau. So how do I do that? That's one. The second thing is, if I need to do, if I need to add text, right? If I need to add images, somebody was asking a question about images, right? So let me take it to floating. If I need to add images within my dashboard, so how do I go about doing that? So you have few items you can add to our dashboard to make it a little bit more interactive. So I have mostly text. Then you have a little bit of AI where you could ask some questions. Power BI does this a little bit better. So I might reserve this feature when we start touching Power BI, maybe next 3 weeks, thereabout. Then the most important thing there is image and text, or maybe a container. You know, most of us, when we are doing our, what's it called? You see these guys? You see these items? You see there's a little bit scattered. So from our next class, we're going to move a little bit higher to start doing something more nicer. We want to do something like have a box, right? Have a box with a background. We now have these items well laid out. So if I want to list items, notepad. So number one, I have horizontal and vertical containers. Somebody is asking a question. I can't hear anything from my end. I need to check up your network. So I have inserting vertical, horizontal containers, inserting text, and okay, see the same thing. Let me just say inserting this. Images, text, and let's say maybe a web page. A web page. I think that will suffice. So then calculated field, then filters. How many of us can do things like to sort items, let's say top 5 or top 10 or top 20? I did that in the second video I recorded. Like you see this kind of startup, who have this chart? This is for Mr. Kinsley. Now, Mr. Kinsley, now as an analyst, when you are providing insights, you see, when you have items like this, it makes a lot of sense to just say, okay, top 5 states with the highest revenue or top 10 states. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you have to now include all of the states, because if you check the states now, I guess there are more than, like, say, 30.
Yes.
How many are they? Cities, that's
52.
Good. So 52 is too much of an insight to provide. I think if we want to maybe promote the sales guys that are in charge of those, whatever, or we want to, so we should be looking at top 5 states, top 10 states, and whatever, and picture it out. We can look at top list states. Where's my Tableau? So that's Adidas data set, right? Is that Adidas data set?
Yes, it is.
Okay, let me just import it now right away. File, data, data source, Excel. Adidas. Because you see, the goal of an analyst is to provide top executives with insights. Once you are not doing that, there's a problem. You are defeating the purpose of being an analyst. And you must do it in such a way that you can do that without talking much. The dashboard can speak for itself. So let me go to the first sheet. I'm doing city with respect to, let's say, total revenue. Total revenue. So I have something here. Let me change this to just a normal chart. Right. Okay, that's state and revenue. Okay, let me just go with, let me remove, see, I can remove this city. This is how it works. I can just take that off. Now, you see the way it is. Let me transpose this and have something like this. So if I collapse this, you see, I have quite a lot of cities. I could sort, right? It depends. If you want to do something like this, it's still fine. If you want to do, let's say, 2, 3, 4, 5 sheets, but I love to do things like top 5, top 10, top 15. So if I want to do top 10, let me swap it the other way around. So I would just do state. Sorry, not state now. We're filtering by rows, by total revenue. So I will go and say filter. And I'm not going to say, okay, let me do that by state. So it's a bit simpler for you guys. State, I want to filter the state by top field now, by top what? The dependency here is revenue. And I want to check, you see, I can hover, I can check their invoice, their region, their whatever, but I'm looking at revenue. That's the variable I'm looking at. I just say, I just need only the top 5. If I apply this, this is what I'm going to have. So this is the top 5 states. Of course, I could put the states into color and give them some nice color and add label to it, right? So top 5 states, I could make it, okay, let's make it 10. So in all the 52 states, these guys are like the top 10 states. Does that make sense? So of course, I could label this guy. Now, another thing with your filtering is, okay, that's about that correction, this particular correction. So see this guy here, it could be far, far better with something like that. Now, so in next class, we're going to be sorting out all of this and make it a little bit nicer. And do you know why your dashboard appeared this way? Your dashboard appeared this way because of the size of your dashboard, right? Or maybe you are using a phone size. So you need to make sure that your layout is sorted out. Look at this is just 700 pixel. You want to make sure that you use a layout that maybe automatic, or a normal screen size is roughly about 1006, 1700, 1002, 1003. But if you use a phone template, it's phone size, you're going to have everything squeezed into something like this, instead of it to be having the entire dashboard covered. So take note of that when you're doing your software dashboard. Look at this one also. This one, it's still not spread out. So it will not give you enough room. Look at, you have a lot of space here. It will not give enough of space to have enough of items on your dashboard. That correction, please, let's take note of that. Which other one? You see this guy, gender. So this is like a wrong chart for gender. So for gender, you might just be counting and use table. That will be fine. Right? Same thing with this. This kind of chart is not going to hop out, right? So using the right chart for the right, okay, I think while I'm trying to make correction, I need to indicate this also. Charts types for different visualization. Okay, let's go to skills for OLED. Okay, everybody, from the very first class, I told you guys I'm going to be checking up in most of my classes how far you've gone. So I need feedback on the, what's it called? On the data analytics course. So Abubakar, John, Joy, Kanayo, Kingsley, Kalu, where are you? I'm waiting, feedback. Module what?
Module 2.
You said what?
Module 2.
Wow. Next.
Module 1.
But I'm move it wasn't big. So I had that issue. I even dropped my question on the group. There was no answer before the class.
Okay, sorry. So let's move on. This one, nice. But the issue I have is I cannot just have two guys in a whole dashboard. The dashboard should tell enough of story before you move to the next section, right? So this is where you're going to be having more than one dashboard in one to link them. So look at these arrows there. We're going to be exploring that in the next class. So I'm going to record, what's it called? The Adidas, and do more than one dashboard and link them. But you know my way of doing things. Once I open the Adidas dashboard, I'm going to write up to, let's say, 15 to 20 items, KPIs I want to work on, then group them, do one in one sheet, do one in the second sheet, so that I progress in trying to tell the story behind the data. Very, very key, very, very important. Okay, so you see, I have a lot of empty spaces here. So it should, my dashboard should be compact enough, should something like this, right? I should have this, I should fill up this space, and to be able to tell the entire story. Okay, I think that's all the corrections I have to make. So please, everybody go redo your Adidas, and let me add one more. Adventures. What did I say? What did I say? Adventures. Now, I normally have...
Adventure.
I normally say something in class. Okay, maybe I'll do this adventure myself. Let me give you guys something simpler. Budget and sales data. Let me see this one. This is best suited for... This is best suited for Power BI. Let me see. Superstore. Awesome. So this is very classical. We use this in Tableau. We also use this in Power BI. So everybody try this out. It's called sample data, sample, not the new, sample superstore. Sample superstore. Now, You guys in the next class, we're going to learn also relationship. Let me add that. Related sheets. Let's say a 3-in-1 sheet. Dashboard. Now, if you check this Excel sheet, what you will notice is that it has an order table. It has a people table. It has a returns table. But we can link them. So this is like a little bit of intro to our SQL we're going to be learning in the future. So what you just do is that just do an analysis of only these orders, right? If it tells you to link, ignore it, right? Just do only this sample data, this other stuff, right? I'm fine. So attempt to draw out some KPIs and do some dashboard for this one before the next class. So in the next class, before the next class, I'm going to drop you a record for Tableau, including these items, right? And please drop your assignment by weekend. I will pause the class if you are not progressing on this stuff. For few of us that have not done Excel, you can do module 1, module 2, module 3, and you skip the Excel and move over to what? Module 8, module 9. Everybody should be done with module 8, 9, and 10 before weekend. Module 8, 9, and 10.
So you're saying we can skip some modules
Yes,
now
you can
and
skip,
do
you
the
can
okay,
skip,
okay,
yes. Any
okay.
part that is hard for you, you can skip, you can ask questions. Before the end of the class, we'll review everything. The most important thing is not completing it, please. Is that you grab. Yes, our training is hands-on, right? I did a little bit of theory when the class started. So a lot of the theory, it's why I'm wanting you to learn this, right? So most of the things I'm going to say in passing, or some of the things I'm going to explain, you might not grab them if you don't have some of the theoretical background. So I don't want us to be running through slides in the live classes. I just want us to do only hands-on. Does that make sense? So most of those theory and read up, you can always learn them from here. And they also have very nice short, 2 minutes, 3 minutes video. Okay, so please, for those of us that
the assignment you give us, are you saying we should only do with the first sheet?
yes,
The other
only the first
sir?
sheet. Only the first
Okay,
sheet.
sir.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Create a new one. If you want to import, let it load. And for those of us that don't have Tableau in our system, you can also use the Tableau web version. It's fast, it's simplistic, and you can also use that.
Yes, sir. Concerning that thing, if I'm not online, I cannot do anything. No.
Of course not.
It doesn't have offline. Then why do we download it and install?
That's why it's called Tableau Public. If you have money for Tableau Desktop, it should be roughly around, I think it should be up to $2,000 now. Pricing.
Yeah.
Sir?
No, sir, that is one of the
Is it $2,000 for Tableau desktop?
Okay. Not for individual, right? Per month.
Oh, wow.
Okay, sir. Then if I save, I mean, as I'm working, that I discovered that the thing is automatically saving.
Yes.
If I come next time to open and continue with that same work I'm doing, it will be difficult to find it, except I start afresh.
No. You don't need to start afresh. It's always saved. And anytime you come in, you'll see it here. Look at all this.
Where you stop.
Your environment is always different from my own.
Show me your screenshots then.
Sir, it's true though, on this Tableau, that's what normally happens. One have to refresh in it and start again.
You don't need to refresh. You just need to double click on this and make sure you save anytime you are done.
Okay.
Yes.
So Vic, if I want to get this Tableau, I need to be paying 75,000 naira monthly.
Yes, for individual. If you want the desktop, right?
It's not naira, oh, it's dollar. Oh.
I
Yes.
say 75,000 naira using 1,000 as exchange rate.
Yes.
Okay.
Then for tips organizations, I think it's a
That one na
little
salary.
Naira has no value.
Value of naira is that's
Okay, guys, that will be all from me today. I say let me use today to do review for you guys. So I will do the record for the what's it called for the Adidas. I will do something very nice. So I expect you to now do something better. So go ahead and do something on the what's it called on the sample data, right? Okay, I think I was trying to report it a while ago. Just watch. File. Sorry, data. Excel. Sample. Now you are going to see that it has orders, people, return. Just drag only order. Right? Only orders. Right? And just go to sheets. That's only what you want to work on.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Take care. I'll drop the record at the end of the class.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.